mode.
Swagatam. Today is Guruvasaraha, Panchamaha Dinankaha, 5th of May. Raghuvamsham Kavyam. Mangalacharanam kriyate Ramo Rajamanisada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vijata Nishacharachamo Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Rama Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittale Sada Bhautame Bho Rama Mamuddhara Rama Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattalyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Nama Varanana Onnama Iti Shri Mahashra Sutrani Ai Urn Rulruk Eong Ai Auch Hayavarat Lanya Nyamanga Nanam Jabain Garadash Jabagadash Kapha Cha Cha Tha Cha Cha Tav Kapai Shasha Sar Hal Iti Mahashra Sutrani. Okay, let me just open up the page. So last time I think we were, let me see here. Okay. I think we were, we have to start this shloka now. We have to start number 82. So Dvashiti Tamashlokaha Arabhyate. Okay, so let's read that one, number 82. Tavubhavapi parasparasthitau vardhamana parihina tejasau Pashyati sma janata dinatyaye Parvanau shashidivakara viva Parvanau shashidivakara viva. One more time. Tavubhavapi parasparasthitau Vardhamana parihina tejasau Pashyati sma janata dinatyaye Parvanau shashidivakara viva. Punarekabaram. Best you can do, read loudly, clearly, slowly. I say it in almost every class, but I cannot overemphasize how important it is just to read. Keep on reading and you will get the knowledge slowly. Like in English, we keep on hearing, we keep on talking. We don't open grammar books all the time. We're reading all the time. In English, we can talk all the time, but here we don't have people to talk with, so you can keep on reading, please. So, Tavubhavapi parasparasthitau vardhamana parihina tejasau Pashyati sma janata dinatyaye Parvanau shashidivakara viva. Okay, let us look at this shloka. Let's look at what Malinatha is saying. And I said to you, the main object of this class is to learn how to read the tika. Okay. Taviti. So this first Taviti, of course, first talks about which shloka we are in, Taviti. And then Paraspara Sthitau. He gives a word Anyonyabhiyuktau. Anyonyabhiyuktau. Now that's his commentary on Parasparasthitau. Parasparasthitau. Now what dhatu he has used? We have dhatu stha we have. Instead of that he has used abhiyuj. For parasparam he says anyonyam. Parasparam is anyonyam. That's the commentary. So what is the commentator trying to say? That's the first thing we have to see. So he has translated. So translated parasparam. So parasparam to anyonyam. Anyonyam. And then also is translated this sthitau to abhiyuktau. Parasparam anyonyam abhiyuktau. So let's put that also here. So sthitau. So sthitau. See, as I said to you, how to these dhatu upasarga combinations change the meaning of the dhatu. That is something that we have to learn from reading. Grammar cannot give us too much of that because Panini assumes we already know the language, how to use it. The meanings of words you will not get by using Vyakaranam. So we have to do both. So Patanam and Vyakarana Abhyasa Hopi, both of them. So Abhiyuktau. Abhiyuktau. What does Abhiyuktau mean? So Sthitau means very straightforward, means situated. Now if you look at the word, okay, Abhiyuktau. So what I'm doing is that, okay, give me 1 second here, bring back the page again. So, okay. So what he said is that Parasparasthitau is Anyonyabhiyuktau. So for some reason Sthitau means, of course, okay, let's first do this form Sthitau very quickly. Dhatu, of course, is Tha. and always try to build your library of the dhatavaha. So, dhatu jnanam asti ched, shigram shabda jnanam api bhavishyati, bhavati, bhavedeva. So you can, if you have dhatu jnanam, you can quickly start, even a new word that you see. Unlike in English, you have to grope for the meaning. There is sometimes in English, many times in English, there is no way to get the meaning of a word without going to dictionary. There is no way to get the meaning. Anyonyam. Okay, thank you. I made a mistake. Thank you, Hema. Welcome to the class. Anyonyam. Yes, thank you. Anyonyam. If you're making any mistakes, please point out. Anyonyam. Anyonyam. We're going to come to that in a second. Thank you, Hema. So Anyonyam, we're coming to that. This dhatu stha. In dhatu patha, it's called shtha gati nivruttau. Shtha gati nivruttau means to not to move. Gati nivrutti. Nivrutti means not moving, means staying in one place. So now this parasparam sthitau would be, staying reciprocatively, means mutually standing. Mutually standing. So that mutually standing, he has made it. Now Mulinatha gives a, let's see what mutually abhiyuj. What does the abhiyuj mean? Let's go to that. Abhiyuj. So he has translated, so you can all use this online dictionary, is very nice. Abhiyuj. Abhiyuktau is the nishtha prayogas. He has not changed that. The same pratyaya he has used from, only thing he has gone from being, abhiyuj. Let's see, abhiyuj. To apply, to exert oneself, to make ready for, to prepare, to set about, to strive, mutually striving, mutually kind of competing kind of. So, to accuse, to attack, or also to attack, to assail. So that's the meaning. Because in the shloka we only have paras sthitau. Sthitau means just standing, situated. But here the meaning that we want is that they were kind of competing, against each other, endeavoring to put each other down. So that's what he's saying. So what he has amplified the meaning of stha, which normally means just to stand, to stay, to abhiyuj. Abhiyuj means they were exerting themselves, competing or attacking, assailing is the meaning. That's one thing that he did. And then parasparam is anyonyam. Parasparam anyonyam. This word paras, first of all, let us complete one grammatical detail here, is how did we get the word stha from dhatu, sthita from stha. Anybody in class remember this sutram? Anybody in class remember this sutram? I think we've done it a couple of times. So here the pratyaya is the kta pratyaya, which means nishtha, stha plus kta. First of all, I said dhatu part of the dhatu is shtha. Shtha gati nivruttau, gati nivruttau. Shtha in the sense of gati nivruttau, means to not to move. Gati nivruttau, gati nivruttau, gati nivruttau. So now, first thing that happens is that we have to use dhatuvadeshastaha. Dhatuvadeshastaha. If you have a dhatu in dhatu patha, very important, simple lesson for you, which is that any dhatu in dhatu patha which begins with the murdhanya shakaraha, it really is the talavya sakaraha. But the reason that Panini puts it as a murdhanya shakara in the dhatu patha, it's only dhatuvadi. It has to be the beginning of the dhatu, not to like a dhatu rish, the shakara at the end of the dhatu. That will not change to talavya shakara. Only dhatuvadeshastaha. So if you're with the beginning of a dhatu, if you have a murdhanya shakara, remember that really is a talavya sakara only. Sakara. I'm sorry, dantya. Excuse me. Dantya sakara only. Dantya. Sakara is dantya. So not talavya, but dantya sakara. Sakara is dantya. So dhatuvadesha saha tells us that in a dhatu, of course in dhatu pasha, upadeshe, if you have a mudanya shakara, it really is a dantya sakara. Now why does Panini go this roundabout way of putting the shakara in dhatu patha when it immediately becomes a sakara? This is nitya karyam. This 6164 nitya karyam. The reason being is that when the nimittam comes, then this sakara can go back to being the mudanya shakara. Now how do we know that? Because our sutram which we use all the time, like all of you already know from our daily examples that you get and everything, which is the adesha pratyaya, like in the word rameshu. We use the sutram adesha pratyayoho to make this sakara into mudanya shakaraha. Adesha pratyayoho. Now that has to be For sakara to become a murdhanya, normally it has to be either a adesha or a pratyaya avayavaha. Pratyaya avayavaha. So what Panini has done is that in dhatu part he puts a murdhanya shakara, makes it into an adesha of a sakara. So now this will qualify for this adesha. So one more time, Dantya sakara can become murdhanya shakara. Only the condition is that it has to be either an adesha, substitute, or it has to be part of an affix, pratyaya yoho. It has to be a pratyaya avayavaha. So then only these two. Now, so that what Panini does, he sets up this sakaraha of this dhatus to, by making it an adesha sakaraha, to potentially go back to the murdhanya shakara when the nimittam arises. The nimittam comes, this sakara, which is now a adesha for the shakara in the dhatu pasha, will become a murdhanya shakara when nimittam arises. So that's the reason why this Panini uses this technique. Uses technique of this dhatva adeshastaha. So basically speaking, there is no dhatu in the whole language which begins with the murdhanya shakara actually. There's no dhatu in the dhatu pasha which actually has a murdhanya shakara. It's only there as a marker, as a placeholder. It's only a placeholder for the sakaraha. Okay, let's see. I have a question by somebody. Rashmi has a question. The dhatu adesha is a change to sakara always. Yeah, so that's what I said, Rashmi, is that why should there be any dhatu with shakara? Because the fact that we have to, by making this sakara and adesha, let's compare two dhatus. One starts with the sakara and dhatu parta directly, and one with a shakara and dhatu parta. Now, in one of them we apply dhatu adesha saha. So when we take it into usage, both of them will be beginning with a sakara, but with a difference. One sakara will be an adesha, one will not be an adesha. And then that which is an adesha can be subject to the shatvam by 8359, etc. Adesha pratyayoho. So that the sakara of one dhatu will be a adesha, other will not be. Then the one which is adesha will be subject to 859, the other will not be. Basically, it's to tell you that these dhatus, the sakara, will be to a murdhanya shakara, and the nimittam arises. But the others already put a sakara and dhatu will not do that. So facilitate the use of 8359. In order to facilitate the use of 8359, Panini has put this device of making the dhatu in dhatu parta as a murdhanya shakara, making the adesha by dhatu adeshastaha, and then setting it up so it can then be subject to 8359 when the nimittam arises, when there are the conditions for that to apply. So dhatu in dhatu parta is also, by the way, the next sutram is no naha. Same technique there. If dhatu in a dhatu parta begin with a murdhanya nakaraha, it really is a nakara, dantya nakara only. It's only there, for example, ni prapane, ni. Dhatu really is ni only, but it becomes like nayati. With dhatu part will be ni. Then what does Panini do over here? Why should there be any dhatu begin with a murdhanya nakara at all? It's immediately going to become a nakara. The reason is that, again, these are tagged. These are tagged as potentials, where the nakara can go back to a nakara, because when it comes to 8.4 is that Panini will have a sutram that says no upadeshasya. So in upadesha, which is here in 8.4.14, Panini says only those dhatus which had the murdhanya nakara in the dhatu partaha, only they will go back to a nakara when the nimittam arises. So in short, 6164 is setting up 8359. 6165 is setting up 8414. Okay, so basically these dhatus are tagged so that they will be subject to the murdhanya adesha later on. Okay, so use 6164. Okay, and now let me put a note over here. So 6164 is to facilitate 8359. Similarly, 6165 is to facilitate. So it's a very simple technique, because if you don't know this simple fact, then you are kind of confusing dhatu pasha. why is this Panini putting this Murdhanya Adi Shakara and the Murdhanya Nakara in Dhatu Pata? What's the thing about that? Because when sometime you're looking for a Dhatu in Dhatu Pata, you will not find it. You cannot find it because you're trying to look for Stha. Looking under the Danta Sakara, you cannot find it. But what it is don't look under the Shakara Adi also. Because you may not find Stha, you might find Shtha. Okay, one more thing is happening over here is that this 6164 will only make the Adi Shakara into Sakara. What about the Thakara now? Now what had happened was that Thakara has only come due to Sandhi rule by Shtunashtuho. So now when the Nimittam for the third to become Tha is gone, even the Karyam also will go. So this is the kind of a paribhasha which they say is then, okay, then, so use 6164 to substitute Sakaraha, Dhattvadeshastaha. Any sutram you have, new one, please recite it 5, 10, 50, 20, 100, 200 times. Dhattvadeshastaha, 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 no naha, no naha, no naha. So that is the shortest, most efficient way to learn Vyakaranam. So substitute Sakaraha in place of the Shakaraha. And then following that, what happens is that following that the Thakaraha also will change to a Thakaraha because of the maximum, because of the paribhasha, because the maxim that because of the maxim nimittasya paye naimittikasya apyapayaha nimittasya paye. So basically when the nimittam for the Thakara was the Murdhanya Shakara. Yes.
Yeah, put two there. Will 2 change to?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. We'll change to. Thank you. We'll change to. So, Nimittasya Paye. By the way, today is the Akshaya Tritiya. Today is Akshaya Tritiya. It's a great tithi. So I hope you start some Vyakaranam today. Anything you start today gives Akshayam Phalam. Today is a Tritiya called Akshaya Tritiya. So hopefully we start some Vyakaranam good Sankalpa today. So make the Sankalpa today. Keep on reciting the Panini Sutras as many times as you can. Even if you don't know the meaning, doesn't matter. After a while, you will get the meaning also. Maxim, Nimittasya on this auspicious day of Akshaya Tritiya, make the Sankalpa. So Nimittasya paye, Nimittasya apaye, tasya paye, Naimittikasya pi, Naimittikasya. Mean that is the result of that. So nimittam is the cause. Naimittikam means what the effect. Naimittikasyapi apyapayaha. So basically when the nimittam goes, then the naimittikam, when the cause is gone, the effect also goes. When the cause is gone, so nimittasya paye naimittikasya apyapayaha, naimittikasya api apayaha. So then that is the Thakara. So finally we get the Dhatu Stha. So a quick lesson for today is that be prepared in Dhatu Patha. Any Dhatu which is a Murdhanya Shakaradi is really a Danta Sakaradi. And any Dhatu which is a Murdhanya Nakaradi is really a, what do you mean by really? Really means when you take it into usage. When you start to use it in the language, it is really a Nakaradi, Danta Nakaradi. The reason is that in order to facilitate 8359, in order to make the Sakara and Adesha, Panini puts it like that, and also to facilitate 8414, make it no Padesha. It's a tagging device. Okay, so now we got Sthan, the question we were Sthita. So now we have to bring in the Pratyaya. So before anything can be done, nothing can be done with Dhatu Shtha unless you apply, first you have to apply Dhattvadesha Saha, and then Nimittasya paye Naimittikasya apyapayaha, to make it into Thakara, into a Thakaraha. When the cause is gone, the effect is also gone. So now, so that is before doing anything else, that has to be the first duty. Then come into here, Stha, and now we get the pratyakta. Nishtha taktavatu, nishtha taktavatu, nishtha. So this nishtha sutram comes in that it is the 32102 prescribed nishtha, and then what is nishtha is described by 1 I think is 26. Taktavatu nishtha, taktavatu nishtha, taktavatu nishtha, taktavatu nishtha. So the pratyakta and the pratyaktavatu are defined as nishtha. Very simple sutram, taktavatu nishtha. Effective, this nishtha, this sanya, vibhaga, vashtadhyay might look to be boring, look to be kind of elementary, but it's important because these terms are used by Panini. We have to know what is nishtha. The pratyakta, pratyaktavatu, get the sanya nishtha, sanya sutram. Then the nishtha is when nishtha means that bhutarthe. So in the past tense, so Ramena Vali hataha. So Vali was killed by Ramaha. So Sri Ramaha. So Vali was killed. Now even before we go any further, any krit pratyaya as a default is governed by kartari krit, kartari krit, kartari krit, kartari krit. Any krit pratyaya as a first step is used in kartari only. But then the sutram tayoreva krityaktak khalarthaha. So that is pratyakta. Remember, nishtha sanya is for both kta as well as ktavatu, not only kta. But this, among those two, between those two, the kta pratyaya is used only in the passive. Now clearly this is not passive. Shri Rama and Shri Purusharama were not standed on. They were standing. They were situated. It's an active voice. Now how do you get the active voice? We've done this before in the class. Look at 3472. The moment you look at 3470, immediately check 3472 is a very important apavada. Apavada for the 3470 in the case of pratyakta. Repeat one more time. The moment you get a kta pratyaya, as a default, it's going to be passive. Tayoreva means bhavakarmanoho eva. Bhavakarmanoho eva. Of course, in Saturday class, we've seen the sutram lakarmani cha bhave cha karmakebhyaha. So from the karmani and bhave. So tayoreva. So bhavakarmanoho eva. Kutyakta khanarthaha. So this pratyakta can be used only in the passive. But then immediately check 3472. Gatyartha karmaka shlisha shing stha. Sthasa vasa jana ruhati ruha jiryatibhyascha. So these dhatus can be also used in the active. Which is obviously so. Obviously so. First of all, any akarmaka dhatu. Akarmaka dhatu will qualify. I think these remaining ones are also given for. Let's look at 3472 for one. It's a very important sutram, 3472, because many times, that's why I don't like the word past passive participle, because many times it is not passive. I don't like the word past passive participle for the pratyakta, because it is many times it is passive. What's the meaning of past passive participle? It's past because it comes under the adhikara of bhute. In the bhute adhikara comes this sutram, which is the nishtha 32102. Also, one more thing is that the sutram nishtha, nishtha in two places, not only one place. One is in the samasa section, which you will see soon in the Wednesday class coming soon. But nishtha, so it is past because it's a bhute adhikara, it's past. Why is it passive? We just talked about that because of 3470 tayoreva krityaktak khalarthaha 3470. And what is the participle? Participle means krit pratyaya. In English, roughly speaking, krit pratyaya is called as a participle. Krit pratyaya. The adhikara of the krudating, 1393. So that's how we get the name past passive participle. Participle because krudating, past because of 3284 bhute, and passive because of 3470 tayoreva krityakta kharthaha. But thing is that the 3470 has a very important apavada in 3472. Always remember that, which we need right now. Let's look at 3472 briefly over here. See what 3472 says. 3472. Let me see. I can put it up for you. Okay, here it is. 3472. 3472. Okay, 3472. 3472. Says that Gatyarthebhya, there's a lot of typos here. You can try to work to correct these now soon. Hopefully we correct some of these. Dhatubhyaha akarmakebhyaha akarmakebhyaha. So right now this stha is akarmaka dhatu. Stha is to stand, to stay. So you cannot, this doesn't take, this doesn't take an object. You cannot say stay to. Akarmakebhyaha. Shlishadibhya yahtah pratyayah sakartari bhavati. He can be semikartari. Can also be chakarad yatha praptam cha bhavakarmanoho. It can also be in the passive, but it doesn't have to be in the passive. It can also be kartari, it can also be karmani. A good example which I give all the time is Ramo vanangataha, Ramena vanangatam. Ramo vanangataha, Ramena vanangatam. Both are correct. Sri Rama went to the forest. Here we use 3472, but Ramena vanangatam. The forest was gone to by Sri Rama. It also is correct. So it doesn't have to be active because this is a gatyartha. Dhatu gam is gatyartha. So that can also become active or passive. And so on he gives, And then I think he'll make a comment some here is that, here. Now why do we have to include the dhatu stha over here when we already said akarmakebhyaha? So, already says dhatu stha already is akarmaka dhatu. Then why does Panini repeat the dhatu stha in this sutram? Because already Panini said akarmakebhyaha. There's also a lot of typos here. Akarmakebhyaha. So here look at the last comment in the Kashika. Shlishadayaha. Sopasargaha. Sakarmakaha bhavanti. So these dhatus shlisha, shing, stha, sa, vasa, jana, ruha, jir, jati, bhyashti. This is a list of dhatus. Now these dhatus can become sakarmaka when they take upasarga. Tadartham esham upadanam. Even then they can go in the active or passive. So you're wondering why does Panini repeat these dhatus like stha in this sutram? Stha in this sutram, and already he has said akarmaka. Nothing in the Ashtadhyayi is superfluous. Be very careful. Nothing in even a chakara Ashtadhyayi is not redundant. I think there was, as I told you, there was a PhD thesis, I think at MIT or someplace, where there is on the use of chakara by Panini. Was a PhD on that. Was a PhD thesis on that. And when Panini uses cha, in the various meanings of cha, there was a PhD thesis. So think about that. So this is nothing in Ashtadhyayi is like that. We just put it like that without for no reason like that. So why does Panini? So you have to ask the question. When already Panini says akarmaka, then why is this stha is put over here? Because the fact that these dhatus can become sakarmaka when sopasargaha. With an upasarga they can become sakarmaka. Even then they can go in active or passive. So right now what do we have? Parasparam sthitau. Parasparam sthitau. So they were standing face to face. Standing. They were kind of competing with each other. Competing with each other is the meaning which Malinatha gives. So they are standing. They are standing on. When the akarmaka, there's no question. It cannot be. There's no object here now. The sthitau has to be, in the active here. So okay. Now it cannot be karmani. Basically, akarmaka cannot be karmani. Okay. Now, so that's now the question is that how do we get sthita? How do we get sthita? So what I want to put over here is that I want to put this 3472 is an important apavadaha for the 3470. So in the case of the kta pratyaha, in the case of the kta pratyaha. So when you say 3470 out of your mouth, immediately check 3472. Applying there or not. Okay. So so we get that. So stha plus kta. Now first order of business, remove the it letters. Lashak patadjite, lashak patadjite, lashak patadjite, lashak patadjite. So these should be now second nature for you by this time. Lashak patadjite. Now the next order of business is take the idagamaha. All these are standard operating procedures. Very standard operating procedures. Is the moment you have a pratyaha which has a sanya of ardhadhatukam because of ting, shit, sarvadhatukam, ardhadhatukam, sheshaha, first thing you want to check is that can it take an id agamaha? Id agamaha basically is an ikara which will come and join to the beginning of the pratyaha. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. In the last class, I had made a couple of typos. I think by mistake I had put, this was the last class, I think I put the wrong number for the Adyantau Takitau. I'm just going back to the last class to correct a typo. I put 1147 by mistake to 1146 Adyantau Takitau. In the last class, when we derived Bhubhrit, we got the Tuk Agamaha, Tuk. The Tuk Agamaha went to the end of this Bhubhrit. So we had to use Adyantau Takitau. I think in a hurry I put 1147 to 1146. And second thing is that I think that I also, by the way, after the class, I also edited the notes, put them in the Google Docs, so you can also look at that. Now, one more thing that in the form Balin, when we're looking at in the beginning of last class, I should have mentioned that you have to do the Akara Lopaha by Yachibham Yascheticha, because we had Bala plus in. Bala plus in, we have to make it Balin. The Akara end of Bala has to go. I hope that you know these rules by now, but in any case, in the document I forgot to put the Yachibham Yascheticha. So Bala plus in becomes Bal plus in Balin, because this Bala has the Bhasanya, because this Ini Pratyaya is Pratita Pratyaya, so by Swadeshvasranamastani Yachibham, and then Yascheticha. Anyway, I just, when I was editing the document today, I realized I didn't put in the document last time, and by mistake I put 1147 in a hurry, should be 1146 Adyantau Takitau. Anyway, so coming back to here, I just realized when I was talking about the Idagama, I realized that I forgot in the last class. So Idagamaha. Now Idagamaha requires the Pratyaya to be Valadi. Always remember that. Idagamaha means the Pratyaya should be Valadi. If it is not Valadi Pratyaya, then there is no Idagamaha possibility. So Idagamaha, one more time, very, very important thing. Idagamaha means the Pratyaya should be Valadi. And most of the time it also has to have the Sanya of, it has to be a Ardhadhatuka Pratyaya. Now, there are some cases when it can also be a Sarvadhatuka Pratyaya, but those are very few down here. So it is also here you have the Sarvadhatuka, also there are 2-3 rules, but for the most part, Pratyaya has to be Ardhadhatuka Pratyaya, and it definitely has to be Valadi. Now, right now we do have that, we Pratyakta, it does have the Sanya of Ardhadhatukam, it's also Valadi, it can take the Idagamaha. Now the question is that, will the Dhatu allow the Idagamaha to come after it? And the main sutram, so as a starting point, every Dhatu can allow an Idagamaha to come after it. Remember, the Idagamaha comes to the Pratyaya, not to the Dhatu. Idagamaha comes to Pratyaya, not to the Dhatu. So Dhatu only allows it or doesn't allow it to come to that Pratyaya which follows. So the main sutram is Ekacha Upadesha Nudatta. This is in Nishedha. Unless Nishedha is done, every Dhatu we allow Idagamaha. So Ekacha Upadesha Nudatta is that if the Dhatu is Anudatta Upadesha in the Dhatu Patha, if for the it letter of the Dhatu itself, I take it back. The vowel of the Dhatu itself, the Ach, the vowel, if the Dhatu is Ekach, has only one Ach. Most Dhatu Patha have only one Ach. Only very few have two Ach. So most Dhatu Patha have only one Ach. So if you have a Dhatu which is Ekach, which is most of Dhatu Patha are Ekach, but any derived Dhatu will have more than one Ach, generally speaking. There will be one Dhatu, one Ach from the Dhatu, one Ach from the Pratyaya. So as a derived Dhatus, as a general rule, this rule will not apply. So derived Dhatus will always allow an Idagamaha. Any derived Dhatu, generally speaking, will always allow an Idagamaha. Only in Dhatu part of Dhatu, if you have Shuddha Dhatu, then if it's Ekach and if there's Anudatta Swara on the Ach of the Dhatu itself, not on the it letter, on the Dhatu Ach itself, every Dhatu has to have at least one Ach, otherwise you cannot pronounce it. In the Saturday class, we looked at this sutram, which we're starting to look at the sutram, which is the Anudatta Nita Atmanipadam. So when you do the Padam Vyavastha, which Dhatu will take the Atmanipada Pratyaya, which Dhatu will take Parasipada Pratyaya. For that Vyavastha, you have to look at the Swara on the it letter. But to talk about Idagamaha, look at the Swara on the Dhatu Swara, Dhatu Ach itself, Dhatoho Ach. So one more time, this is very important. This can be confusing. When you want to look at whether the Dhatu will take Atmanipadam or Parasyapadam, Padavyavastha, you have to look at the swara on the it letter, if any. But idagamaha, you have to look at the swara on the dhatu vach itself, dhatu vach. So 7 to 35, 7 to 10, there's the 7 to 10 is the in nishedha. Now, how do we know which dhatus in dhatu partha have the anudatta it and all that? Who's going to memorize that with the dhatu partha? Now, what normally dhatu partha, the way in today's day and world, almost nobody recites dhatu partha with the swaras. So dhatu, because this vyakaranam is a vedangam, so it's supposed to have the swaras, but that even Ashtadhyayi is supposed to have swaras. We know it did have swaras because Panini has a sutram there. Swaritena adhikaraha. This is what Panini says. I mean that when there is a swarita swara on a particular sutram, that indicates that is the adhikara going down. But in today's day and world, to the best of my knowledge, nobody has a correct good Ashtadhyayi with the dhatu with the swara marks in the Ashtadhyayi. I could be wrong. There may be somebody somewhere that has it. But to the best of my knowledge, there is no Ashtadhyayi available today which is correct and which has good swara marks on it. If you find one, let us know. But the dhatu partha does have captions. You look at the dhatu partha here, for example, it will have captions on it. In fact, let's find the dhatu shtha. Let's see if we can find it. Shtha gati nivruttau. Shtha gati nivruttau. So we have two dhatu parthas here in the online. One which is the in the Ashtadhyayi order, and that is not in Unicode searchable. The other one is the one which is in the Unicode. It is in alphabetical order. So if you go to dhatu partha here in the Akaradi Suchi, you can search for dhatu shtha gati nivruttau. Shtha gati nivruttau. Okay, I'm sorry. Shtha gati nivruttau. That's in dhatu partha. It is in the vadiganaha. See, in this dhatu partha, they already made a stha for you. Made it easy. They made the dhatu stha to keep it easy. So in this dhatu partha, also good thing is that they've already applied the dhatu adesha saha and the nimittasya paya, nimittikasya apyapayaha. So dhatu stha is given here as vadiganaha anit dhatu parasya padam parasya padi, and in the dhatu partha is shtha gati nivruttau. It is in the first gana vadiganaha number 1077. So you can get the number from this by searching for this in this searchable sorted, means Akaradi Suchi dhatu partha. You got 1077. Then go to the dhatu partha in this thing here, and you get 1077. This one is not searchable, but you can look at this 1077. Here you go. Shtha gati nivruttau. Okay. Now what you do is that, okay, this particular one also has a swara on it. Shtha gati nivruttau. Shtha gati nivruttau. Now the thing is, if you go down here, you have also there are also captions in dhatu partha. The captions, the dhatu partha has captions. So dhaya anudattaha parasmai bhashaha. So they have a anudatta it on it. So that means that this dhatu will not allow an id agamaha. So one more time, we went to this dhatu partha. We got the dhatu by searching for it. It's Yakaradi Suchi. You can search. And you got shtha gati nivruttau. You got the number in the vadiganaha, first gana number 1077. You come to this one over here, and you get 1077. Look at the swara mark is already anudatta swaraha. Also, you can go to the caption at the end. At the end of every section, there are captions. You don't have to. So when people memorize dhatu partha, they don't chant with the swaras normally. But what they do is that they chant this caption at the end. Is a section end. Iti dhayatyadaya, from dhayati. Anudattaha parasmai bhashaha. So anudattaha parasmai bhashaha. So all these dhatus from dhayati. This one is from somewhere back. Dhayati must be coming from dhayati up to down here. All these section of dhatus have the anudattaha. They have anudatta swaraha. So that's how you read the dhatu partha. You come to a dhatu, gets meaning, and then go to the section end, at the end of the section there will be a caption, and the caption will tell you what is the swara on that dhatu, and where is parasnipadi, apnipadi also. So this dhatu shtha, natini vrittau, which was here, which was here it is, which is have the anudatta swaraha. So what happens then is that we have to use 7 to 10 eka chapadesha anudatta. Now, if we don't want to go through all of this, there is a shortcut. The shortcut is that from the time of Patanjali itself, they have made a list. They have made a nice list for us, which also can be memorized. I said to you, we had to memorize this when you were like 5, 6 years old. I'm not joking, literally. When I was like 5, 6 years old, my father used to make us memorize these things. I had no idea what he was talking about, obviously. But what I'm talking about is this list in this Sutram 7 to 10 is a list of those dhatus which end in a hal and which don't allow idagamaha, and vice versa. Those which end in a ach and allow the idagamaha. So what happens is that if a dhatu ends in a hal, it is logical to expect that it will allow it in our idagamaha. Like a dhatu pat becomes patita. If you don't allow the idagamaha, it becomes patita. It will be hard to pronounce this. Ucharanartham. Ucharana suvidhartham. That idagamaha will make sense. So as a general rule, not just a general rule, a large majority of the dhatus ending in a hal will allow the idagamaha, but there are about 103 exceptions to that. There are about very important exceptions. There are about 103 or so exceptions. These dhatus end in a hal which don't allow idagamaha. Like dhatu vash becomes ukta. So dhatu shak becomes shakta. So these dhatus don't allow idagamaha. So what people have done, they have made a list of these dhatus, which is you can also try to memorize that if you want, or keep it in mind, keep it on your wall. And here is I don't have the list over here. I thought I had it. Okay. Anyway, I'm not able to this. If you look at Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, for some reason this one is not sorted correctly. If you look at Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi or Siddhanta Kaumudi, under 7 to 10, in the Sutram 7 to 10, you see a list of these. Even Kashika has a list, but I like this in the Siddhanta Kaumudi, is slightly more user-friendly. So there, what happens is that there is this list of these dhatus ending in a hal, which don't allow idagamaha, and vice versa, those ending in ach, which allow idagamaha. Now, those ending in ach will allow idagamaha are very few of them, and those are given in this one. I'll read it out to you. Udrudantaihi yau ru kshnu shing snu nu kshu shvi ding shribhehi. So maybe I can, give me 1 second, because I don't want to read this. Let me try to pull it up for you here if I can. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. I might have it here for you. So this one, what is happening is that this sorting has not been done correctly here. This 7 to 10 sutram should have had that list over here. We are still working on this, getting this sorting done correctly. Also editing this whole thing, but it's taking us some time. But in the meanwhile, what we do have is that we have the Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi document here on the avgsanskrit.org website. And here, I think I should be able to search for this one. Oh, okay, let's see. Eka cha upadesha anudattat. Eka cha upadesha anudattat. Eka cha upadesha anudattat. Here it is. Eka cha upadesha anudattat. Now here is a list of these dhatus, which we had to memorize when we were 5, 6 years old. Is that here? It is in the list of halanta dhatus, which don't allow idagamaha. So kanteshu shakle kaha. Dhatu ending. This is in the akaradi suchi. Very convenient. So in the dhatu ending in a kakara, there's only one dhatu, which is anit, which is shakru, shak, shakta, and so on. Chanteshu, pacha, mucha, vacha, and so on. So these dhatus. Now, this is for the halanta dhatus, which are anit. Now, vice versa, ajanta dhatus, which are sate. There's some typos here. There's some font from, but udrudantaihi, yauti, ru, nu, kshni, and there's a list of them. Dhatus ending in long u, like bhavishyati. Bhavish dhatu, bhu ending in a ukaraha. So long u ending dhatus will allow nidagamaha. Okay, udrudantaihi, long ru ending. And then some more, yauti, ru, nokshi. But stha is not in this list. Stha is not in this. So the dhatu stha is anit dhatu. So these are the exceptions to the majority. Majority is dhatu ending in an ach does not need to allow for nidagamaha logically. So no need to help pronunciation. You already have an ach in the dhatu, so no need to put in another ach in between there. But there is exception. In this exception, we don't have the dhatu stha. So dhatu stha is going to be a anit dhatu. So either you can come to dhatu patha and look at it that way, or you can come to 7 to 10 and look at the karika and look at that. There are two ways you can do it. The shorter way is to keep this on your wall. Keep this on your wall, without typos of course. Keep this on your wall at all times. At all times. So you can know which dhatu will do in nishedha, which dhatu will not. Okay, so this thing is to be available at all times. I'm sorry, I'm spending a lot of time on these basic facts, but these are important. So idagamaha is not there. So 7 to 10 does in nishedha by 7 to 10. Then the last thing you want to do now is the how to make stha into sthita. Anybody in the class? Anybody in the class? Anybody in the class? Ikaradeshaha. So kena sutrena vidhiyate ikaradeshaha. 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 Okay. Sutram is yati sthati. Yati syati mastha mittikiti. Yati syati mastha mittikiti. My famous example is Amita. Amitabhaha. Amita abha yasya saha. Amitabhaha. So Amita comes from dhatu ma. Ma is to measure. Ma becomes mita. Amita. Sthita also same thing. So samyak vyavasita Bhagavad Gita. Vyavasito hi saha. Samyak vyavasito hi saha. You chant Gita next time, and you come to this shlokaha in chapter 9. Chapter 9. In fact, even sthita comes in Gita also in chapter Mahatishyane sthitau Madhava Pandavaschaiva Divyav Shankau Padadmatuhu. In the chapter 1 itself, we have the word sthita in Gita. Mahatisyandane sthitau Madhava Pandavaschaiva Divyav Shankau Padadmatuhu Panchajanyam Rishi Kesho Devadattan Dhananjayaha Paundram Dadno Mahashankam Bhimakarma Vrkodaraha Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putra Zishthiraha Nakulas. Here it is. So Mahatisyandane sthitau. So sthitau comes in Gita chapter 1 number 14. You can look at that. Also come Vyavasita. So this chapter 1 number 14. Also chapter 9 towards the end comes this Vyavasita, Samyak Vyavasito Hisaha, Shrimad Dharmatma. Vyavasitaha is dhatu sho antakarmani. Again another dhatu, which is dhatu adeshastha. And the dhatu para, dhatu sho become Vyavasita. So 114 and 930 in Gita is good example. When you chant Gita next time, when you chant the word sthitau, chant the word Vyavasthitaha, then think about yati, syati, ma, stham, ittikiti, 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 yati, syati, ma, stham, ittikiti. What it says is that these dhatus, 4 dhatus, yati, syati, ma, and stha, these dhatus, they take the ikara desha, of course, alon tyasya. When the pratyaya is falling is takaradi pratyaya, kiti, takaradi kit, so 7, 4, 40. So let me put this in document. I'm so spend a long time on this one, but okay, let us make it sthita and sthita. So yati syati mastha mittikiti yati syati mastha mittikiti. So first of all, we got the Rashakpatadite, we got the in nishedha ekash vishanudattat, and then we use 7, 4, 40. And for this sutram, Gita examples in Gita will be Mahatishyandane sthitau. I think it's 1.14 and also 9.30. Samyak Vyavasito hisaha in Gita. Okay, so sthita. Now what Mulinatha is doing is that he was not too happy. No, not too happy meaning He did not like this just basic meaning, but he was standing face to face. Standing face to face. Now, how is what paraspara? Paraspara also a strange kind of thing. How is what paraspara is coming? Para means another. What is that now? What is another? Means like mutually, face to face, reciprocatively, mutually. Paraspara means, one to the other to the other. Now, where is this kind of usage coming now? Now, this looks like a dvittam, isn't it? There's some duplication going on here. In the Ashtadhyayi, I think we already covered in the Saturday class examples. Sithapradnyasya ka bhasha. Yes, thank you, Rashmi. Yes, same dhatu. Sithapradnyasya ka bhasha, samadhistasya keshava. Sithadhishkim, it comes in many places in this Sitha. Comes in chapter 2. Rashmi is chapter 2. Sithapradnyasya ka bhasha, samadhistasya keshava. Sithadhishkim prabhasheta, kimasita vrajeta kim. Sita pradnya, sithadhi, same thing. So all these places. So sita pradnya yasya. It's a compound word, so a little bit more complicated. But yes, same sutram. Yati syati mastham ittikiti. Yati syati mastham ittikiti. Okay, so this same I will add to the document. Thank you, Rashmi. 2.54. Also 2.54 of Gita. It'll be in other places also. It will be there. 2.54. Okay. Now what is this thing with parasparam and anyonyam? What is going on over there? There are two places in Ashtadhyayi where Panini talks about dvittam, duplication. Make two in place of one, put two. And that is the one place which we have used a few times, which is in the beginning of 6.1. Yutta prakaranam, dvitva prakaranam, ekacho dve prathamasya. In fact, we like in the very first word of Gita, Dhritarashtra uvacha, that uvacha has a dhatu vach became vach. Of course, the first took some prasaranam, became uvacha. There we have used 618, liti dhatu ranabhyasasya, and so on. This is one place. So what happens is that here only the ekacho dve prathamasya, only the prathama ekacha bhagaha takes dvittam. Unless it's ajade dvitiyasya, not the entire term. In 6.1, the adhikara is ekacho dve prathamasya. So only the prathama ekacha bhagaha takes dvitvam. Unless it's ajadi, the dvitiya ekacha bhagaha takes dvitvam. But here what we have is parasparam and anyonyam, what we have right now in the Raghuvamsha Kavyam. This is not the entire thing. Para took dvitvam. Not only that, become paraspara also. Paraspara. So now this will not be the topic of 6.1. One more time. In the Ashtadhyayi, Pani talks about dvittam in two places. So he says ekacho dve prathamasya, goes from 6.1.1 to I think 6.1.12. So 6.1.1, 6.1.12. But that is only ekacho dve prathamasya. Only the first ekacha bhagaha will take dvitvam. Unless it's ajadi, it will be second ekacha bhagaha. But that is only a part will take dvittam, not the whole thing. This is adhikara. Adhikara of ekacho dve prathamasya is applying for the dvittam of 6.1. So in parasparam anyonyam, the entire term is taken dvittam, not only the bhaga. So it says adhikaroyam. It says adhikaroyam ekacha iti cha dve iti cha prathamasya iti cha titayam. This is adhikara. Ekacha dve prathamasya adhikrutam. So ekacha prathamasya dve bhavataha ityavam veditavyam, and so on. So this will not be in this section. But there is one more section of Ashtadhyayi which comes in 8.1. So 6.1, 8.1, 6.1, 8.1, 6.1, 8.1. The more you know what Ashtadhyayi territory, better it is for you. The more you can, this is like the Monopoly game. The more pieces you have, the more chances you have to win, which means that the more chances you can decipher the form you're looking for. So beginning of 8.1, beginning of 6.1, Panini has this thing about dvitvam. So sarvasya dve. This is the comparison between these two. In 8.1, Panini says sarvasya dve. The entire term takes dvittam. The entire thing, not the ekacha bhaga and this and that. Sarvasya dve. If you're looking for an answer for parasparam or anyonyam, you should be coming here. And there is a use sutra number here. Unfortunately, this is like buried like a vartikam in here. That's the hard part. parasparam, anyonyam is buried inside a vartikam in this section, but I hope you got the point, which is that this sutram could not be in 6.1, so there Panini only talks about the ekacha bhaga taking ditvam, not the entire thing. And we want to look at maybe I'll just use a number and move along, because 8112. 8112 has a vartikam on it. 8112. Before let's put a document like this, that dvitvam dve. So in 6.1 ekacho dve prathamasya and 8.1 sarvasya dve. So dvitvam comes in two places in Ashtadhyayi. Of course, this has already been covered in one of the the daily examples that you get. Please follow those. Those daily examples are the backbone of these classes. So please look at the daily examples which you get. Whenever you have time, of course. When you have time, those examples are key. If you have limited time in the class, also in the class, sometimes I may say something wrong or something might be not clear. But in the examples, which are all saved and archived, that is where, and you get an example every single day. To be honest with you, if you just look at the everyday's example and follow that, that is a lot. That's quite a lot. So this question was already asked in those examples. One question has already been asked in those examples. If you go back and look at it, you will find it is that the dvitvam comes in Ashtadhyayi in two places. One is in 6.1 to 6.112, which is the ekachodve prathamasya, ekachaha. And then other one is 1 to 6.112, and the other one is from 8.1.1 to 8.1.15. So these are different, little bit different character in them, because that is sarvasya dve, sarvasya dve, sarvasya dve, sarvasya dve. So sarvasya. So this is only the ekacho dve prathamasya, ajader dvitiyasya, ajader dvitiyasya. So ekachaha, only the ekacha bhagaha, So ekachaha comes over here, and this one is the sarvasya dve. So sarvasya dve. Okay. Now 8.1.12 vartikam, 8.1.12 which it talks us how to make the word, anyonyam and parasparam, 8.1.12 vartikam. 8.1 is a long sutram, and there is a vartikam, so it's a long vyakhyanam. And here it is, anyonyam bhojayanti. Here, karma vyatihare is the vartikam. Now vyatihare, sarvanamno dve bhavata iti vaktavyam. Samasavaccha bahulam. So what it's saying is that when you reciprocate each other's action, and following a sarvanama shabda will take dvitvam, like paraspara para. So paraspara, anya, anyonya, and samasavaccha bahulam. It can compound variously. It may compound, it may not compound. May compound, may not compound. Which means that the sup ending may be lost, may not be lost. So what it says there is that yada na samasavat prathamaika vachanam tada purapadasya. So then when it's not samasavat, it will become prathama eka vachanam. So paraha param parasparam. Anyonyam, anya, anyonyam. So anyonyam ime brahmanaha bhojayanti. They feed each other. Anyonyam ime brahmanaha bhojayanti, and so on. So this is the I'll put this in the document here. Karma vyatihara. This is vartikam on 8.1.12. So this will not be given to the Malinatha, because this is, he assumed that we know some of this stuff. So 8.1.12 vartikam. 8.1.12 vartikam. So 8.1.12 vartikam. 8.1.12 vartikam. 8.1.12 vartikam. So this is the karma vyatihare sarvanamno dve bhavataha iti vaktavyam samasavaccha bahulam. And here it is. Yadana samasavat pratamaika vachanam tada purapadasya. So this is what 8.12. So this is how you get these words, parasparam and anyonyam. This is how you get them. Okay. So but bahulam, when you say bahulam, bahulam allows for different operations to take place, right? When you say bahulam, I mean sometimes it will retain the prathama ekvacham, sometimes it will not. So there's some flexibility. It gives a flexibility to form words like parasparam, anyonyam. Now the thing is that how it became parasparam and not parasparam. That's another thing, right? How it become parasparam, not anyonyam. Now this answer, there are, I'll give you some hints for that. I think that when it becomes like parasparam anyonyam, you have to think about, first of all, we can use because by the rules that we know so far, should have had parasparam, isn't it? Not parasparam. Because how it become parasparam? Because for the rules that we know so far, we should have been using the, of course, Sasajusho Ruho, Karavasanar Visajaniya, Visajaniyasya Saha, Apavada is that Kafpauk, so Kafpauk, so we get the Upadmaniya and Jivvamuliya, Upadmaniya, Jivvamuliya. So now why did not we get the Upadmaniya over here? So Kufaucha. So Kafpau Kufaucha. So we should have had 8337, 37, which is Kuppoho Kafpaucha. Kuppoho, sorry. Kuppoho Kafpaucha. Kafpaucha. So that is this is the Jivva Mulya and Upadmaniya. So the option is we should have Parahaparam. Parahaparam. But what happens is that there is this list of Gana. There's a Gana where I'm going too deep, I'm sorry, but this is interesting thing. How it become Parasparam? Why not Parasparam? Because how do we get a Sakara there? Because by usual rules, we should apply 8337. But there's a Gana called Kaska Adi Shucha. Like Kaha Kaha. Who and who? Means who all become Kaskaha. So Kaha Kaha becomes Kaskaha. Kaskaha. And how does it become Kaskaha? So it's an exception Gana. So 8348 is going to be an exception to the rule that we know. Normally, we should have had the Kuppoho Kafpaucha, Kuppoho Kafpaucha, Kuppoho Kafpaucha, Kuppoho Kafpaucha. But 8348 is going to give us an exception, make it Parasparam, is that this is a list. Kaska ityevam adishu visajaniyasya sakaro va yatha yogam adesha bhavati. So in 8348 is that this will be when you see a visarga becoming a sakara exception like that, then you can suspect that it might be in this gana. So we have to use this gana. Again, a lot of these ganas are akriti ganas. So by the operation which is taking place, we can surmise that this should be in this gana. So parasparam. See, this is how these complicated forms are. I mean, of course, you don't want to go with grammar. It's okay. Parasparam, the meaning is clear. So parasparam is formed using 8112 vartikam along with the kaska, the shucha, making sakara by that. So parasparam, similarly anyonyam. So parasparam, of course, anyonyam we don't need the vartikam for that because you don't need the 8348 for that. But parasparam, to get the sakara, we need 8348. So parasparam, use 8112, use the vartikam on that, and then use the 8348 for the sakaraha, sakaraha, parasparam. And then for anyonyam, saying anyaha, anyam. So anyonyam, do sandhi there. Anyonyam. Here also we have to use the same 8112 vartikam. Anyaha, anyonyam. These are adverbs. Now, so means respect, means mutually, one with the other. Anyonyam. Okay. So anyonyam, which means mutually, reciprocatively. I don't know if that's good English or not, but I think you got the meaning. Mutually, reciprocatively is the meaning. Now, so what is the compound here? It says the parasthitau. What kind of compound is this? This is what's called a miscellaneous compound. Because parasthitau, parasparam sthitau. So who are standing mutually means Pranayata gives anyonyabhiyuktau. Means they were competing, they were striving, they were attacking each other, one to the other, each other. So attacking each other. So now this kind of compound will not fit in any of the compound categories because very simply speaking, Pani does not have a category for these adverbial compounds. This parasparam is an adverb to stha. Let me check in the book over here. The Vigraha parasparam sthitau iti paraspara sthitau. Vigraha vakyam is what? Parasparam sthitau iti paraspara sthitau. Now, Mullinatha did not give us that. Mullinatha did not give us the Vigraha Vakyam. Only thing he clarified for us is that Abhiyuktau means they were competing against each other. They were striving against each other. They were attacking each other. So he wants to make sure that Stha becomes means Abhiyukta. And in fact, he also clarifies one against one each other, they compete each other. So this is a miscellaneous compound which is justified using the Sutram Sahasupa. I think if you want to go details, it's all happening in the Wednesday class. We're doing compounds. In a few classes back, we were talking about this miscellaneous class of compounds called Sahasupa or Sasupa. This Sahasupa is a Sutram, which is a Adhikara Sutram, also a Vidhi Sutram, and this is used to justify these compounds which are neither Avyabhava compounds, nor Tatpurusha compounds, nor Bahuvrihi, nor are they Dvandva compounds. These are particularly the adverb compound. An example in Gita, chapter 11, Adrishtapurvam Rishitosmin Drishtva, Adrishtapurvam Rishitosmin Drishtva, Adrishtapurvam, which has been not seen before. So which has not been seen before. So Sahasupa, the compound is here by Sahasupa, is a miscellaneous category compound. So Paraspara Sthitau, you have to use the Vigraha Vakyam is, Vigraha Vakyam and put it here is Parasparam Sthitau equals Parasparam Sthitau equals Paraspara Sthitau. So this is a Paraspara Sthitau. This is a adverbial compound. So you have to use 214, which means what 214 does is that you can take one sup and compound with another sup as long as there is a connection between them. It doesn't say what kind of connection has to be. It doesn't specify. As long as they're connected, in logic connection, you can use 214. So adverbial compounds 214. Okay, what's the next thing that he says now? So Anyonyabhiyuktau. Now, next one he takes this compound Vardhamanam Parihina Tejasau. Vardhamana Parihina Tejasau. So here it is Vardhamanam Cha. Here he gives the Vigraha Vakyam now. Because he's very kind to us. He gives the Vigraha Vakyam and also specifies clearly the kind of compound. Normally he will not do that. Normally commoners don't do that. Normally they only give Vardhamanancha Parihinancha Iti Dvandvaha. Again, in yesterday's class, the topic in the Wednesday class going on right now is Charte Dvandvaha. Charte Dvandvaha. Only one sutra in Ashtadhyayi to authorize a Dvandva Samasaha. Charte Dvandvaha. 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 So it means that when you in the sense of cha, when this and that, and in the sense of and used, so in the Vigraha Vakyam, what is the Vardhamanancha Parihinancha iti Dvandvaha? We have a complex compound here. Vardhamana Parihina Tejasau. Vardhamana Parihina Tejasau. So first he makes the Dvandva compound. Where to put the bracket now? Put the first bracket Vardhamana Parihina as one bracket. Make it Vardhamanancha Parihinancha iti Dvandvaha. So which is Vardhamana is growing, Dhatu Vriddha. Vardhaman is the present participle. Again, I won't go through all the details. You could take too much time in the class. It should be now hopefully not that hard for you. Vardhamana, just put the comments in the you can look up details yourself. So okay, what's happened is Pratyaya Shanach has been used, what's called the present participle. Present participle. In fact, you know, in the Vyakaranam, there was a famous Vyakarana called Vardhamana Acharya. Vardhamana Acharya is the one who edited the Ganapatha, like we just saw this Sutram like Kaskadishu. So lot of these Ganas in Pani mentions, for just a quick example which we just saw just now, is we saw this Kaskadi, means for in the words Kaska, etc. This is now a Gana. When Panini says Adi, Prabhuti means etc. These etc. What is etc. now? How many included there? How do we know which are there? That forms the subject of the Ganapatha. Even the Dhatu part also is a Gana. The special one, not only as Dhatus in there, but there is a Ganapatha. And the Acharya, who is authority on the Ganapatha, so Vardhamana Acharya. The word Vardhamana is famous in the grammarian. So Vaiyakarana Nikayeshu Prasiddha. Vaiyakarana Nikayeshu. Nikaya means like in the Society of Grammarians. So Vaiyakarana Nikayeshu Prasiddha. Vardhamana Acharya. Vardhamana Acharya is the one who wrote the I think it's called Ganaratna Mahodadhi. Ganaratna Mahodadhi. So it is the treasure house of Ganas. Vardhamana Acharya. Anyway, that's on the side. So Vardhamana means one who's growing. I think it might be in the Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram. I think it's probably there. I think it's there. Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram. So Vardhamana. So Vardhamana is this Pratyaya Shanach. Dhatu is Vriddh. And then we have used it. So the Lat Pratyaya can become Tiptajji. Of course, again, you get in daily examples, Tiptajji, or it can directly become a participle. Shatru or Shanach. Shanach has been used 32124, and then Tangana Atmanipadam is an Atmanipada Dhatu Vardhate. This Atmanipada Dhatu Vardhate. So Tangana Atmanipadam becomes the Atmanipadam. And of course, in the meanwhile, Pratyaya Shab comes in here. Shab does the Guna. I know I'm going fast over here. We've done this many times before. Vriddh becomes Vardha by Puganta Laghupatasya. So the Vriddh becomes, so basically, okay, I'll put a couple of steps in here. So what we have is that Vardhamana is, okay, Vardhamana, just put some so we really have the Dhatu, it skips some steps, but we had the Dhatu Vriddh, and then, in fact, I'll make it Vardha directly, make it Vardha. So, okay, keep it Vriddh, okay, fine. So make it Vriddh plus got the Pratyaya Shap in here, and then you got Lat became Shanach. Lat became Shanach. And this is, of course, by, you had Vartamane Lat, then Latashatrishana Chava Prathama Samadhikarane, Latashatrishana Chava Prathama Samadhikarane, Shanach, in the meanwhile, Kartari Shap, Sarvadhatuke, Kartari Shap, and then we'll make it Vardha, of course, it Lopaha, Anubandha Lopaha, by Lashakvatadite Halantyam Tasya Lopaha, and then we'll make it Vardha, and then make it the Akara of Shap, and then we'll get the Muk Agamaha, Ane Muk, so get the Muk Agamaha here, make it Ana. So what have we done here? We've done the Lashakvatadite Halantyam Tasya Lopaha, and then we also got the Puganta Lagupatasya cha, the Lagupadha takes Guna, Puganta Vriddh becomes what? Uran Raparaha. So first make the Puganta Lagupatasya cha, Guna Adesha for Rukara, Uran Raparaha 1151, and then use Ane Muk says that if you have Adanta Mangam, if you have, let me just check the number, give me 1 second. Check the number, Ane Muk. 7728081 82, I'm sorry, Ane Muk. If you Adantangam, if you have Angam heading in Akara, which we have this one, because the Angam for the Shanach was Vardha. But this is the Angam for Shanach. And you're ending in Akaraha, so Ane Muk says that the Muk will come to the, when Ana follows, you get the Muk Agamaha, of course. Muk Agamaha means Adyantau Takitau. There also you have to use the Upadesha Arjuna Nasika Ithalantyam Tasya Lopaha. So the only important thing here is that nothing really is straightforward. Pratyaya Vartamane Lat, Latashatrishana Chava, Prathama Samadhikarane, Kartari Shap, Anubandha Lopaha, then Puganda Lagupadasya cha Gunaha, and then Ane Muk, Vardhamana. Now, if you want to practice your Sandhi rules, why the Vardhamana? Because what is between the Nimittam and the Kaji? So the Nimittam here was the Repha, and then, but unfortunately, you have the Dhakara in between, the Dhakara. Atkupanum Vyavayapi, right? Atkupanum Vyavayapi. So Atkupu. So this Dhakara is intervening here. Between the Repha and the Nakara, you have the Dhakara intervening. So it will not become Vardhamana. Nattam na bhavati. Dhakarasya vyavadhanat. Dhakara is vyavadhanam here, we go Vardhamana. Now Parihina. Again, Parihina Dhatu Ha. Go through all the same steps we went before for Sthita. Dhatu Ha, all the same steps is Dhatu Ha, Pratyakta, pratyapta is, you have to again check the idagamaha. This dhatu ha also is not in the list of exceptions, so it is anudatta upadesha dhatu. So in nishedha, we need 2 steps. Anybody in the class? Anybody in the class? I need 2 steps here. I want to make ha into he, and I also want to make it into the nishtha takarasya nakaradesha. I'm looking for 2 volunteers, or maybe 1 volunteer to do 2 things for me. I want ha plus kta, the same old steps, same old rules. So we have to use in nishedha by 7 to 10. In nishedha by 7 to 10. So 7 to 10 will give in nishedha. 7 to 10 in nishedha. Now I'm looking for 2 volunteers who can give me the ikaradesha, or also can give me nishtha takarasya. Oh, thank you. Yes, Vrashmi, thank you. Vardhano vardhamanascha vivikta shruti sagaraha. Yes, vardhamanaha comes in the Vishnu Sahasranama Stotram. Vardhano vardhamanascha vivikta shruti sagaraha. Yes, thank you. In nishedha. So anybody? Okay. The first thing is that we have to make ha into he. The pratyaya following has a sanya of ardha dhatukam. Let's see what Hema is saying. Anijatam, let me talk to Hema. Yes, Hema, which one are you saying? Halopadhaya, Anijatam halopadhaya. So that one will do a nakar lopa, which you're talking, Hema. You're talking about 6.
Oh, okay.
That one is a nakar lopa. I want the ikar adesha. You're close though, you're getting close by. You're not too far away. Anijatam halopadhaya kiniti. Yes, go ahead.
Is it anudato padesha vanati tanoti?
That's also anunasika lopa only. We want to get the ikar adesha. So we don't, because this 6 to 24 does the upadha lopaha, and the 6 for 37 does the anunasika lopaha. We don't want lopaha.
Okay.
We want the ikar adesha. But the hint here is pratyaya is used as sanya of ardha dhatukum. This adhikar of ardha dhatuke, ardha dhatuke. This comes actually in 2 places, in 2.4 and 6.4. In Angasya Adhikaraha, Panini has the Adhikara of Ardha Dhatuke. Yes, go ahead. Which one you want to try? So here this sutram, which is this Ghumastha ga pa jahati samhali. Ghumastha ga pa jahati samhali. Ghumastha ga pa jahati samhali. So what it says that these dhatus, ghu means dada gvada. So da and dha like diyate. Okay, come to Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita example for you, Hema. It is the next time you chant Gita. Again, one more thing for you to keep your Gita book and put these numbers there maybe next time. Stick with your Gita book when you come to the class. So here is this datavyam miti yaddanam diyate nupakarane. Da becomes, do you see that, Hema? Diyate. So diyate. So how did da become diyate? Because the pratyaya yak has come in the passive here, so da becomes diyate, because ghumastha gapa jahati samhali. Ghumastha gapa jahati samhali. So these dhatus, when they have followed by pratyaya, which has a sanya of ardha dhatukam, and which is also a kitnit pratyaya, and it's haladi. It should be haladi pratyaya, should be kitnit pratyaya, and should have the sanya of ardha dhatukam. Then these dhatus, bhu, meaning da, dha, then dhatu ma, miyate, stha becomes thiyate, ga becomes giyate, pa becomes piyate, jahati becomes hiyate, and we have a siyate. So this dhatu jahati is in here. Gu, ma, stha, ga, pa, jahati, samhali. So 6466 says, if you have a dhatu in this list, for pratyaya which is sanya of ardha dhatukam, which is haladi, kitnit, all of these are satisfied. So 6466 in the adhikara of ardha dhatuke, within the adhikara of angasya. So here we have the, so 6466, we have the dhatu ha, jahati is mentioned there, and then this is the, it is the pratyaya is sanya of ardha dhatukam sheshaha. It also is a kit pratyaya, also is haladi. it becomes he. By the way, as a side note, in that sutram, why does Panini say jahati? Why not dhatu ha? Because dhatu ha comes in couple of ganas. So Panini wants to be sure that only this ha, which is in the third gana dhatu, ohak tyage, only that will take this sutram. And Panini specifically says jahati. Do not include the other dhatu ha, becomes jihite. So in order to specify only this dhatu, Panini puts jahati, because there's a dhatu ha, and sorry, I think it's the same gana, which becomes jihite. It's a different form. It will get ji. It's atmanipadi dhatu. So only this dhatu jahati will come under 6466. 6466. 6466. Of course, anubandha lopaha, nashakvatadite, and tasya lopaha. Now, next volunteer, we need a volunteer to make the takara into a nakara. Nishtha takarasya nakara. Anybody? Anybody? Nishtha takarasya nakaraha. There's also a section Ashtadhyayi, which is, again, you can add to your Monopoly game, which is the Nishthato Naha. Nishthato Naha. Tadabhyam, Radabhyam, 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 Radabhyam. Nishthato Naha. Nakar Purvasya Chadaha. Radabhyam, Nishthato Naha. Purvasya Chadakaraha. Sorry, 82, I'm sorry, 82. It's 8242, 8242. Tadabhyam nishtha, there's a lot of typos here. Look at this one. Tadabhyam nishthato naha, 8242. Tadabhyam nishthato naha, purvasya chadaha. If you have a dhatu ending in the rep or dakaraha, example in Gita, like kirna, dirna, klinna, in the dhatu ending in dakara or repha, nishtha takara becomes nakaraha, and the prior dakara also becomes a nakaraha. Dhatu klid becomes klinna, tud becomes tunna, bhid becomes bhinna. So it's by this sutram 8242, bhid becomes bhinna, klid becomes klinna, tud becomes tunna. So now, but we don't have that. We have the dhatu ha right now. We don't have the dhatu ending re for dakara. But if you look below that, oditascha, any dhatu which has the okaras, and this is how Panini tags these dhatus in dhatu patha. He puts these it letters as tags. So whichever operations are to be taken, Panini puts the appropriate tag. So this oditascha says that the dhatu has okaras in it, then also it will take nishthato naha. Nishtha takara becomes nakaraha. Oditascha. So says okara itaha dhato uttarasya nishtha takarasya nakaradesha bhavati. One more time. Dhatu which has okara in it, following that the nishtha takara becomes nakaraha. Oditascha. So today, Sankalpam today, right? Today is the Titiya, special Titiya, called the Akshaya Titiya. It's called Akshaya Titiya. Akshaya means it gives you unending fruit. So from today, start chanting these Panini Sutras as many times as you can. Oditascha. In Dhatu Pata, Dhatu is Ohak Tyage. So this is in the sense to give up Ohak Tyage. So it does have the O as in it. So then we are going to get this form he, this takara becomes nakara. Nishthato naha.
Satishji,
Yes.
we saw this this one in Banjo, in Bhagna. Right?
Which one? Magna, right? Magna?
Banjo, I think, Bhagna.
Oh yeah, Bhagna, yes, Bhagna, yes, Banjo, yes, correct. Example, good example by Vasu is good example. Bhagna. That also has O as in it. Put this number over here. It's 8245. Oditascha. Yeah, there are quite a few of these which have. So I think also masjid becomes magna. So this is also an example of that. So let's see. I think bhanjo, right? Dhatu is bhanjo. Let me check in dhatu patha. So that's why dhatu patha. Its letters are all important signals of what to watch out for. What operations are going to be triggered by that? What operations are going to be triggered by the it letter. So let's see what Vasu was saying. Bhaji, Satya, Bhanja. Yeah, Bhanjo Amardane, correct. Bhanjo Amardane becomes Bhagna. Okay, good example. Bhagna. So now what we have now? So we have this Vardhamana Parihina, so mean declining, so rising and declining, declined, rising and declined, rising and declined. So they are, so you made Dvandva Samasa, Vardhamanancha Parihinancha, Vardhamana Parihine. Then Vardhamana Parihine, Tejasi Yayoho Tau Ubhau, Raghava Bhargavau Api. So what he means is that, so these were two, the two of them whose power was rising and had declined, rising and had declined. So Sri Rama's power was rising, and Sri Parashurama's unfortunately had declined. So Vardhamana Parihina Tejasau, this in compound, so Paraspara Sthitau, so Tau Bhau. In fact, this good Sandhi in Gita, Ubhau Tau na Vijani Tau, Naya Hantina Hanyate. So Ubhau Tau comes in Gita. In chapter 2, Ubhau Tau. It's kind of idiomatic because Ubhau already means the two of them, both of them, Ubhau Tau. Of course, Echo Yava Yava Sandhi here, Echo Yava Yavaha. So what he means is that when you see the Yav Pradipatikam in this Vigara Vakyam, you can say it's a Bahuvari compound. So best way to learn compounds is that look at the Bhashyakara, Tikakaraha, look at his Vigara Vakyam and learn compounds that way. So he has given here Vardhamana Parihine, because he already made Dvandva first. So Dvandva Garbha Bahuvrihi, Dvandva Garbha. He says Dvandva is Garbha. So which means that you can so Dvandvantam Shuyamanam Padam Pratyekam Sambadhyate, which means Dvandvantam. So Dvandvante, we can, at the end of following a Dvandva, if you have a Padam, like you have a Dvandva Garbha here, Vardhamana Parihine, and then Tejas. So Pratyekam Sambadhyate. Pratyekam means that this Tejas will go to each, it's like a bracket, like a mathematical bracket over here. Vardhamana Parihina, like times Tejas. So Tejas will go inside the bracket with each element. So Vardhamana plus Parihina, bracket close, multiplied by kind of Tejas. So now it's become Vardhamana Tejaha, Sri Ramaha. Parihina Tejaha, Purushuramaha. So this is basically a complex compound which a Dvandva Garbha is that means that this one connects with each one of them. When you have a Dvandva Garbha like that, the term following connects to each one of the one inside the bracket. So he says that Vardhamana Parihine Tejasi Yayoho Tavibhav, and look at the order which he gives also. Raghava Bhargavau Api. So that means that he's making Raghava as the obviously Vardhamana Tejaha, making Bhargavaha as unfortunately the Parihina Tejaha Bhavapi. Then the second line comes, it gives a, like of course Kalidasasya, Upama Kalidasasya. So that's his trademark, so that's his style. So the Iva, look at the Iva at the end. Like a Iva or Yatha, that is Kalidasa's trademark, means that he's going to give a Upama now. Now, as I said to you before, always match the vibhaktis, Upama, Upameya. So you know who's being compared to whom, But before that, we have this Pashyati Sma Janata. Janata Sma Pashyati. The people looking at this. So this Tau, Ubhau, Paraspara Sthitau, Vardhamana Parihina Tejasau are all in Dvitiya. Dvitiya Dvivachanam, not Prathama. They are all in Dvitiya, of course Samadhikaranam, but they have to they are in Dvitiya Vibhakti, because this Pashyati, the people, the crowd, the people looked at them, looked at these two. So these two are the object of the looking. So now let's finish that part. So now he says Pashyati Sma. So this is what it says, that in fact he puts the Eva in between here, and then he puts the verb at the end. Because why does he do that? Because the verb connects inside the simile also. So with the simile also. So this Pashyati Sma Janata, right, is like a common element to both this one and also this one over here. So the crowd were looking at Rama and Sri Rama and Purushurama, just as the people, look at the sun and the moon and at the end of the day. So this is a common part, Pashyati Sma Janata. We look at it in the second Pashyati Sma. So first, Mulinatha wants to finish this one here. Finish this one here, which is he wants to finish this Upama here. Then he wants to take the other one. So what does he say? Dinatyaye Sayankale. Dinatyaye Sayankale. Dinatyaye Sayankale. So Sayam is an avyayam. Sayam means evening. Sayam is an avyayam. Sayam is an avyayam. So dinatyaye atyayaha ati. Aya means the going. Ati means to like go beyond, to go over, to go over. Atyayaha means like passing. Atyaya is passing. So dinatyaha dinasya atyaye means at the passing of the day. The passing of the day means sayankale. So what does be? So simply he says dinatyaye is sayankale. Very simple. As I said to you, even if you're getting scared of these books, which is natural in the beginning. Okay, what was Hema saying? Oh, dhatu. Yeah. So let me talk to Hema for a second. Yes, sorry, Hema. Hema, you're saying something about dhatu. Oh, dhatu. It's okay. All right. Hello, Padhaya.
The ith letter, the O is the ith letter in the dhatu pata.
Oh, you have to
nakara.
Oh, I have to put the anunasika. Okay. One second. Okay, anunasika. Upadesh. So yeah, she's right. I have to put the anunasika. Give me 1 second. Yeah, okay. So upadesh anunasika. Okay. So you have to use upadesh anunasika. Correct. It's an it letter. Thank you. So it's a anunasika okara. Okay. Now what I'm saying is that dinatyaye, as I said, if you look at these books and you're feeling a bit scared in the beginning, which is natural, it's okay. Take these small parts, very small part over here, So dinatyaye, so at the close of the day. And just understand only this fragment over here, just even this fragment. So sayankale dinatyaye. Just put like that, So very straightforward, simple fragment. So, sayankale. Atyayaha means at the end. So dinasya atyaye at the end of the day. Very straightforward. Yes, check. Dinasya atyayaha. Tasmin dinatyaye. Dinasya atyayaha. Okay. So now, atyayaha, ati, ayaha, or you can take, I think there's dhatu ai also, to ai, so it become ayaha means, kind of, aya means going, atyaya means going over, means at the end of the day, at the close, at the close of the day, in English, at the close of the day, in English, sayankale. Now, parvanau, shashi divakar, what is parvanau? Parvanau, thing called parvan. Let's start from the word parvan. So what, first of all, he gives, parvani bhavau parvanau, parvani bhavau. Now he expects us to know this jargon of what this bhavau means. Bhavau means that tatra bhavaha. In the Ashtadhyayi, this is a loaded word. So this word bhavaha that will be used by Mulinatha is a technical word. You have to see, and if you don't know the Ashtadhyayi, look at this, you say, what is he talking about? He's talking that which occurs on this special day. So parvani bhavau parvana. So parvana is a tadita prayogaha from the word parvan. Now, and he has used a technical word, bhavau. So bhavau means which occur. But that is technical because there is the sutram called tatra bhavaha. Not going to see, give a very short 1 minute review. You start from taditaha. Pratyas tadita start from 4176, end of chapter 5. We've seen this many times before. We've seen that one before. Also in the daily examples, you got that. Now, in that, there are three things which you have to get: the pratyaha, the prakriti, and then the pratyartha. So, what is the pratyaha? Which prakriti can take it, and then in what meaning? So, and here the complicated thing is that they will not come in the same sutram many times. There will be the different sutram. So, what here? First of all, Pani puts the thing called pragdivyato an. Pragdivyato an means up to the word divyat, pratyaya an is default. Divyat comes in 442. So from 4183 to 442, the default is pratyaya an. And within that section, there comes this sutram called tatra bhavaha. Tatra bhavaha. So when Mulinatha says tatra bhavau, he expects us to know the sutram tatra bhavaha. Tatra bhavaha. So if you don't know that, so this 4383 is that sutram tatra bhavaha. This should be an. So parvanau. So parvanau. So let's put this in document. So when he says parvanau, parvanau. In fact, I'm going to have so we have parvan, look at the meaning shortly. Parvan plus ni, parvani. So on the special days are called parvan. This is a special day. We'll look at the aptya meaning in a second. So we get parva plus ni, because tatra, saptami, tatra bhavaha. Pratyaya is an by default. So what we have used 4183, prak divyaton, then we use tatra bhavaha we have used. Now of course then we apply the usual rules, krit tadita samasascha, supo dhatu pradipitikayoho, which will remove the ni for in there, and then we have to go to remove the halantyam, so we get the only a. Now then we have to do the adivriddhi, because this one has the nakara is in it. So taditeshvacham adehe, and then we get parvan. So we get parvan plus parvan. So we use taditeshvacham adehe. Tadita pratyaya has the cha varga panchama nyakara or ta varga panchama nakara in it. Take adivriddhi. So par becomes parvan. After that we get parvana. Now the question for in the class is that we have this called nastadyate. First of all, when you add any pratyaya which is swadi pratyaya, it includes all tadyitas. The angam gets the either the bhasanya or padasanya. And the padasanya comes of course by the swadishva sarvanamasthane. And then the bhasanya by yachibham. Now when yachibham comes, sutram called nastadyate. It says that should take the T lopaha. Now why did we not get T lopa over here then? Because if you know sutram nastadyate, if there is a nakarantam angam which has the bhasanya, which we do have right now, and then if it's for pratyaya which has a tadita following it, then why do we not get the T lopaha? So now there must be some rules below that which is prakrityaika. So an 6467. Let me go back 1 second. The angam has the bhasanya by yachibham, and then we come to the bhasyadhikaraha. So these are fundamental things. Come to the bhasyadhikaraha. So first of all, bhasanya by 1418. I'm sorry, 1418 yachibham. I think all of you should know this by now. Yachibham, and then comes to the bhasyadhikara, which also I think we've done many times in the class. Also in the Saturday, in daily examples you have that. So yachibham, bhasyadhikara. Bhasyadhikara comes to nastadyate. If you have angam which has the bhasanya ending in nakara, followed by pratyaya which is tadita sanyakaha, then you should get the T lopa. We didn't get any T lopa over here. We don't get T lopa. You need to ask the question, why isn't nastadyate applying here? It's a question to ask. There must be something stopping that. And if you see, that's how you go step by step. If you know nastadyate, if you know the sutram nastadyate, then you look for something which is stopping that. So if you know nastadyate, then the sutram which is coming is an prakritya an. So this one says that. Let's look at an 6467. So if you know 64144, you will look for 64167. If you know 64144, you will look for 64167. These are we learn Vyakaranam. When you know one rule, it doesn't apply. This is 8. So 8 of the prak dishe. Something this is wrong. Okay. Anantam ani prakritya bhavati apatye chanapatye cha. One more time. Angam ending in an. Followed by the pratyaya an only, an. So inanyapatye. So in ani anapatye. So anavritti of ani is coming down, anavritti of prakritya is coming down. So if you have a anantam angam, which is for pratyaya an, then we don't get prakritya bhavati, stays as it is, doesn't change. So anantam ani prakritya bhavati apatye chanapatye cha. So the an can be used in apatya in sense of progeny, or may not be apatya also. As long as you have an an, for pratyaya an, following the anantam angam, then you don't, then it says prakritya, it stays as it is. So I hope you're appreciating some of these points. So if you know 64144, you will look for 64167, which is required. So 64167, sutram is sutram is
Satishji,
Yes.
in the this one, Parvan plus Ni plus An, did you want to say Parvan plus An plus Ni?
No, because tatra, right? Tatra means this parvan is in saptami, parvani. So parvan, tatra bhavaha. So this prakriti, the prakriti is parvan. It is in the sense of saptami. So parvan plus ni. To create the pradipadikam, the meaning of tatra is required because we use tatra bhavaha, right? Say 8343. Tatra bhava means there, which is so in the prakriti has to be in saptami, So it takes saptami after it. So tatra bhavaha. I'm sorry. Sorry. 43. So this
Bhavaha is for that soup, is it?
43. One second. This tatra bhavaha means that. Let's look at this. Let's look at 4350. What is asking the pratyang which I put over there is that sadhu asti vanava. Is it correct or not? So it says that tatra iti saptami samarthat nya pradipakat bhava iti etasmin arte. Saptami samarthat pradipakat bhava iti etasmin arte yatha vidam pratyaya bhavati. So tatra bhavaha. So it means that one which occurs over there. So that to show that saptami was, you use a saptami show because sutram requires a saptami antam, So that can take, because tatra means saptami. So that's why this ni is put over there. Anyway, the ni goes away. We have to put that to express that saptami is required to bring in the anpratyam, tatra bhavaha. So niya pratipadikat, but means that tatra means that saptami antat. It will take that one. So then of course at the end we apply the 842 to make the nattam parvan. What is the meaning of the word parvan? What does it mean, parvan? Parvan means like a special day. Special day, parvan. Let's look at what Apte says for parvan. Parvan. So parvan. Let's see what Apte says for parvan. Parvan. Okay. So parvan is a knot or a joint, limb, a portion, a book, also like a section, like Shanti Parva, means like a section of the Mahabharata is called a parva, like a section. The step, particularly the days of the 4 changes of the moon. It's like a connecting day, like a section break, or like a section break, Like so this Amavasya, and so the 8th, the 14th, and the full moon, and the new moon days. Like when the moon kind of, flexes, changes. That's what they are. So that is parvan. So parvan is one of these has different meanings, like a knot or a joint or like a section. So these are like joining days, That's why they call parvan. So now what do we have right now? So but here Malinatha clarifies for us that what is meant here is that parvani, so tatra bhava. So parvani bhavau. So parvanau, shashidivakra viva. So those which are in the parvan days. Now what here he means that, in fact, here clearly he means that Sri Ramaha. In fact, let me read you some good commentary from Professor Devdhar's book. He gives a nice commentary on that. So which one is which now? Because we're talking about Sri Ramaha and Parashuramaha. So here he gives a good explanation. Clearly Sri Rama is like the, now he's talking about like Shashi Divakara, so Shashi Divakaraha. So here he's talking about the moon and the sun, Shashi Divakara. Again, look at the correct order. It Vardhamana Parihina. So Vardhamana came first and Shashi came first. So the one whose power is rising, he's like the moon. So the moon is just rising up right now. Purusharama is setting right now. His avatara kala is samapta. So he's now setting down. So Parusharama is like the sun who's setting, while Sri Rama is like the moon who's rising. And then also, Sri Rama has the, the Saumyam he has, which is the pleasing quality of, so he's also compared to, so Parvanau, I'm reading from the book now, Parvani Bhavaha, Parvanaha, and form from Parvan plus, and we did that, refers to both the full moon day as well as the new moon day. But in the present verse, It is to the former, as the sun and the moon are both visible at the end of the day on opposite sides. So the full moon day, not the new moon. You want the sun and moon to be present all the time. Oh, Rashmi is saying, give me 1 second. Oh, Parva, yes, Parva, correct. Even the Eka Shuddhan knots, knots are called Parva, yes. So Bharatam Cha Shuddhan Cha, okay, Parva has various meanings, thank you. Yeah, typo in Eka, okay. Ikshudanda, yes. The knots on a, Ikshudanda. So Ikshudanda means the knots on sugar cane, thank you. So knots on sugar cane also called paravans. Yeah, when you have these like these bamboos or sugar cane, those knots are also called paravans. Okay, thank you. Okay, now coming back to this one, Parva now. So both the full moon and new moon day, and then here means the full moon day because as the sun and the moon are visible at the end of the day on opposite sides. Purusharama is compared to the sun who's setting at the close of his time, and he has lost all his fiery spirit. He was like the sun, but now he's setting, so he's out of his glory now. And Rama is to the full moon on account of his pleasing demeanor, his rising glory. So that's the kavyam. That's the kavyam of course, this Kalidasa greatness. He picks these similes like that. So Shashi Divakarau. So Diva is an avyayam. Divakaraha means is a Upada Samasa, means the one who makes the day. So it is Shashin Pradibadikam. Shasha is a rabbit, by the way. Even here, Atta Initano, we saw in the last class, by the way. Atta Initano, we saw in the last class. We're talking about Balin in the last class. Same thing, Shashin. The one who has a rabbit stamped on it is called Shashin, is the moon. So moon has a rabbit stamp, Shashankaha, So Shashin, Shashankaha and all these, So this is like we did Balin last time. Same thing we can do Shashin the same way. So one who has the, so I just put Shashin, one who has a rabbit. So 52115, just like last time, Shashin. Of course, in the Samasa, we lose the Nakara by Nala Pradibadikantasya, Nala Pradibadikantasya. So to get Shashin, Shashin, we have also to use the Shasha plus in. This is Shasha. Shasha is a rabbit. I think Dhatu Shash means to jump, I think. So Shash means one who goes jumping, one who jumps about is a rabbit. And then you use the Pratyaya ini. Ata inithanau, Ata inithanau, Ata inithanau, Ata inithanau. And then in the compound when we get Shashi Divakarau, so Shashi Divakarau here, the Nakar Lopaha, of course, we have used Nalopad, because in the compound what happens is that this is also a Dvandva compound, so we get the Supratyaha and then Shashi Divakascha Shashi Divakarau. So they get the Supluk and then they have the Padasanya by Pratyalo by Pratya Lakshanam. These are all common things. Again, in the Wednesday class, we're going through all these details of compounds, Dvandva compounds right now. So Shashi Divakarau, so 8 to 7 has been used, and it's a Dvandva Samasa by Charte Dvandva, Charte Dvandva, Charte Dvandva, Charte Dvandva. So Dvandva Samasa, Divakarau. Let's put this one first. Divakarau, Divakarau. So I've used 229. So that's the simile going on here. If that Sri Ramaha is like the Shashi, and the Purusharama like Divakara. What about Janata now? Janata, he makes a comment, Jana Samuhaha. Samuhaha. Now again Tadyata. Janata, Jana Samuhaha. So Janata is a collection of men, means of people. The crowd. So here you get a sutram for us, which is this one over here, says that Grama Jana Bandhu Sahayabhyastal Tal Pratyaha 4243. Which is that following the word like Gramata, Janata, Bandhuta, Sahayata, Pratyatal. Pratyatal is known to us, which is famous Pratyatal in the sense of the property of that. Tasya bhavastatalau, like Guruta, Laguta, Mudhata, Spashtata. So means that Guruta means heaviness, Laguta is Pratyatal, but that's not the same Pratyatal, different meaning. That's what I said to you. The pratyaya being used in what? In which meaning is the pratyaya being used? That's important to know, So because pratyaya tal you got, so what? What is the meaning it's being used? So it says the sutram is given to here is number 4243. I'm sorry, 4243 is grama jana bandhu sahayabhyastal and tasya samuhaha. So jananam samuhaha janata. The pratyaya tal is used in strilinge. The pratyaya tap after ajadyata shtap. One more time. So any sutram is given to Malinatha, understand what he's trying to say. This word janata is not that common, I guess, so we should know where it comes from. So grama, jana, bandhu, sahaya, vyastal. Collection of these. So there's a collection of villages, gramata. Collection of men, janata. Collection of relatives, friends, bandhuta. Sahaya like an associates. So sahayaha, one who goes with you. So it's sahayebhya tal. So if we use tasya samu adhikaraha, then use pratyaya tal, jana. So you get jana plus nyas, jana plus am plus tal by 4243, jana plus am plus tal by 4243, jana plus am plus tal 4243, jana plus am plus tal. So we have used 4243. Then of course do the halantyam, and then also we have to use the usual rules. Kuttadita samasascha pratipadika sanya taditanta shabda pratipadika sanya taditanta sutal pratyaya tadita pratyaya mr pratipadika sanya jana am plus tal, then supo dhatu pratipadika yoho, then add the pratyaya tap ajadyata shtap, then akasami dirgha, make it janata. Oh yeah, thank you, Rashmi. Different uses of parvan are given. Yes, thank you. So padam mekam pradasyami prati parvar sodyam. Yes, thank you. So this Rashmi has given the various meaning of parvan over here. Bharatam cha, ikshudandan cha, samudran cha, varnaya. Okay, padam ekam. Okay, it's interesting. So he says that Bharatam cha ikshudandan cha samudran cha varnaya padam ekam pradasyami pratiparva rasodayam. So this is interesting. So this is given in pradam ekam pradasyami pratiparva rasodayam. Okay. So now this got the word janata. Thank you, Rashmi. So janata we got by this sutram. Now what else is left in this one here? Pashyati sma apashyat. What is pashyati sma? So sutram called latsme, the sutram by Panini, latsme. That when you add this sma, it can be used to create a past tense, latsme. Is it here? Latsme, yeah, latsme and aparokshecha. So basically we had this anajatane lung, and so you can create a lung by adding the lat and sme. So if you don't know any past tense, then you can just use sma. Pashyati sma means he saw. It can be paroksha also. He saw once upon a time, which you didn't experience. So let's make aparokshecha. So aparokshe. So parokshe lit. Sorry. Let me slow down. Parokshe lit. Let's me. So with lat with the sme is an avyam. Let's me. Sma, sorry, avyam is sma. So when connection with sma, lat can be used to create the meaning of lit. And then aparokshecha, it can also be aparokshe. So basically if you go meaning of lung. So what have we got here? He says apashyad, comes in Gita, apashyad deva devasya shaire pandavastada. Use lung lakaraha. So what he's using is aparokshecha, 32119. So one more time, we in the bhute adhikaraha. That Panini gives various pratyas. Panini gives in sense of bhute. There Panini talks about, first of all, he talks about the pratyaya lung as a default pratyaya lung. Lung is by default. So here lung comes as default, but then Panini says anajjatane lung. Then Panini says parokshe lit. And then he says latsme, that when lat is used with sma, you can get the meaning of lit. Aparokshecha. So even if it's not parok, even if it's not paroksha, it still can be used. So basically, you can create the meaning of a lit as well as a lung by using lat lakara with sma. It's very convenient. So gacha means sma. I went. Of course, if you say sma all the time, the people may know you don't know Vyakaranam, but basically you can use sma to create a past tense very quickly, a past tense. So I think here we have to use aparoksha 32119. So 32119. So pashyati sma equals apashyat. So aparokshe cha sme. So it can be evam sma pita braviti. So this is what my father said. Evam sma pita braviti means, of course, I was there. This is what my father said. This is what the father said. Evam sma braviti. Braviti means he said, but you sma with that becomes past tense. Evam sma pita braviti. Whether it's the same avyam is used in different sense in Gita. Klebyam ma smagam of part. There's a different use of sma. That with ma. This is a different use of sma. To make a past tense. So, aparokshe cha bhuta anadyatane arthe vartamanad dhato ho sme upapade. Upapadam is sme. Because, upapadam is sme lat pratyaya bhavati. So, evam iti sma upadhyaya kathayati. So, this is what the teacher said. Iti sma upadhyaya kathayati. Kathayati is the present tense, uses sma make a past. So, this is what the teacher said. So 32119, remember the sme is coming in this is saptami of sma. So it's upapadam, means when it's close by. So when sma is used in connection with that, tatrapam saptami stham, tatrapapadam saptami stham. So we use 319 to put in a document here. Time is out for us today. So 32119, so pashyati sma, pashyati sma equals apashyat. Apash comes in Gita. Apashyat deva devasya shaire pandavastada. So janata pashyati means the crowd saw, looked, gazed upon. So just like people look at the moon and the sun on new moon day, similarly the crowd that time looked at Shri Rama, Purushurama as a rising moon and the setting sun at the end of the Vardhamana Parihina. So this is 32119 aparokshecha. And of course, 3192, tatrapadam saptami stham. And the last thing is that makes so 3192 along with 32119. So very simple thing, you can use sma with the lat to create a past tense very quickly. So if you don't know your past tense, very easy. Just use lat and put sma after that. So we went over there. So vayam gacchamaha sma. Vayam sma gacchamaha. We went. So if you only know lat and you want to make past tenses, just use sma after that and you are finished. So okay. Now last comment he makes is that atra Raghuvamsham shashina. So Raghava is the moon. And Bhargavasya bhanuna aupamyam drashtavyam. Makes it very clear. It's not spashtamini, but it makes it very clear. Is atra asmin shloke asmin vishaye Raghuvamsham shashina aupamyam. Aupamyam means the similarity. Upama aupamyam means the state of similarity. Means similarity. Similarity is between Raghava and Shashina. And Bhargavasya bhanuna aupamyam drashtavyam, which is straightforward. Okay, let's bring our adhikrita bhashanuvadakaraha. Namaste Nagarajji.
Namaste.
Let me try to stack these for you, okay, so I can have the convenience. Bhavataha suvidhartham. Prayatishe. I'll try to make it easy for you. Okay, let's see now. I can unfortunately go on 2 pages. Okay, let's start from this. The multitude of people, which is the one. Janata looked upon.
Pashyati sma.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I lost the page. Pashyati sma. Okay, pashyati sma. Them both. This one here. Tavubhau api. Now, who had? Give me 1 second now. Who had encountered each other? Literally, who were standing face to face.
Paraspara Sthitau.
Parasparasthitau. So look what he did. Encounter literally means from the shloka itself. Who was standing is sthitau, face to face parasparam. But who encountered each other is the commentary now. Encountered is the avayuktau. They were like, competing each other, each other. So this is the commentary. This is the commentary. And this is from the shloka itself. Literally, who was standing face to face. Okay. Now, the one having his splendor increased,
Vardhamana Tejasau.
Vardhamana tejas tejaha. The other, his glory diminished. The
Parihina Tejasau.
Parihina tej. Vardhamana parihina tejasau. As if, what is as if?
Iva.
Very good, Iva. They were the sun and the moon. So
Shashi Divakara.
Shashi Divakarau. In the evening. What do you want to say?
Dinatyaye.
Dinatyaye. Atyayaha means like passing of the day. Atyayaha passing. So dinatyaye, at the time of their opposition. Oh, okay. So parvanau.
Parvanau.
So that means that on that opposition is that in that day of the full moon day, up and they stand different styles come. So time is up, but again today is a very special day. Thank you, Nagaji. It is called the Tritiya, which is Akshaya Tritiya. So please make a sankalpa to chant maybe only one Pani Sutram. Any one per day. Anyone, even one per week is not bad. But take one Sutram. Any one Sutram. Maybe you can take one this today. This Aparokshe cha. Preferably one which can connect to the Gita. Maybe we can connect to the Gita. Let's take that. Let's not take this one today. Let's take this one for today, which is the Ghumastha Gapa Jahati Samhali, and then connect to Gita Shlokaha. So Datavyam miti yaddanam diyate nupakarine diyate Ghumastha Gapa Jahati Samhali. So please make this sankalpa today. Hopefully give you akshayam phalam bhavishyati. Okay. Ramo Rajamanishtada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Bhiyata Nishachara Chamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Rama Nasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittare Sada Bhautame Bhora Mama Muddhara Rama Rameti Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattuliyam Rama Nama Varamane Shri Rama Nama Varamana Om Namati.